think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm moving my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You're sending messages I can't ignore. You're contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. You, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quality, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
How y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing real good.
Oh, we got a special guest back here, Ernie. What's up, Sav?
Well.
How you doing, Savage?
What's
Say hi.
up? What's up?
Oh,
What's up,
man.
Skern Dog? What's going on?
What's up, Badge? How you doing?
What'd you call me?
Badge.
Badge.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
I don't give a fuck.
How y'all doing tonight? Good old Candace. Hey, Kim, good to see you. Crazy Chicken Lady, bark, bark. Ray Jones, good to see you. We gotta have Candace on there, right? Hey, Freeside, good to see you. Y'all, I made this video for Freeside. Y'all tell me if y'all think it sounds like what he probably looks like. Not that I know. I ain't trying to dox anybody. When I made this video, I don't know why it made me think of him. How many people have made you a video, Freeside? Darn troll.
No matter where you go, you're always on my mind. sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go. Always on my mind. I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright. You can find me alone in this cold place, no place, a slave to this place of time. If the mystery I solve like a cold case, and highways disgrace by the state of mind. Drinking strange water, leave a sour taste. Been looking for my soul in the haze pine. Getting kinda dull to this heartbreak as my heart shakes like the waves in a baseline. Boom. The good girl grows too soon. Stay by the light of the moon. It gets better. Path also change like the weather. Feel like a song you can't remember. See you in December. So know you'll be coming soon after you'll be gone. No matter where you go, always on my mind. And I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go. You're always on my mind. And I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright now. Been trying to delay what the days take. Find myself locked up. Can't escape this, there's no way. Now haunted by the mistakes. Mistakes like chips on a small blind.
Now, wasn't that nice of me to make him a song? Wasn't that nice? He should come in my chat and be nice. Let's see if he's nice today. Hey, Jen, good to see you. And all those coming in. SDA, I was just over in her live. If you didn't catch her live today, she was reviewing a segment of Mama T when she had Easy up on her panel. And they were discussing some stuff. So that was a very interesting live. Also, I was in Rose's yesterday, and she was talking about aliens. And Kim was there with me. Did you? Yeah, SDA was just live. That's where I just came from. She was giving a review. It was pretty good. But anyway, yesterday, Kim, do you want to come up for a minute? Maybe we can explain it better. She was on Easy's panel. That's it. I had it backwards. Or was she on Mama T's panel? She was on Easy's? Because she was controlling the chat. So I believe Easy was on her panel. Okay, cool. So neither one of us, me or Kim, believe this. but a lot of people are talking about the aliens. Thank you, Crazy Chicken Lady, for dropping those links for everybody. I appreciate that. Yes, I was right. It was Mama T's channel, Ray. Mama T had Easy came over on hers. Yeah. Yeah, so we were talking about how she didn't think that it was right. People were putting Summer Wells in their thumbnails, and that's what they were discussing over there. Hey, Julie, I went on a little later. glad you're here. Yes, we were talking about aliens. At my I saw her on his panel. Haven't seen him on her. Yes, SDA. Yeah, SDA just had a live about it. If you missed it, somebody, if they would drop her channel, you can go watch it. And there was a few of us over there. Truth Hurts was there. Kim was there. Deadbeat Redneck was there. Can't remember who else. Hey, Kim, good to see ya.
Hello.
Everybody, welcome Kim.
How are
Stand down,
you?
Freeside. I made you a song, so be nice to everybody.
Yeah, what she said.
Right. Oh, it's so good to see you. So
Good
what
to
did you
see
think
you.
about all that ET phone home nano stuff?
Oh my God. It was so like someone just got on their computer and started picking characters from movies or something,
Oh,
gave them a bunch
totally.
of names and all the kind of cool things that they do and what
Yeah, and
they're about.
IA, they were using a lot of AI looking
Yeah,
pictures.
that's what I'm saying. They got on their computer and be like, yeah. They watch
Was
so
it
many sci-fi chicks or well, I can't speak. Sci-fi movies and whatever and just put it all together. It's
I
like
didn't
people actually believe this nonsense. Come on.
I didn't get to watch the whole video that Rose was playing, but it sounded real. I'm surprised they were buying into that. Um, hey, good to
Yeah.
see you, Sally. Good to see you. I had a baby doll named Sally when I was a little girl. She had blonde hair.
Hey, Sally.
Yeah. So, I guess, and where we come from, we were in Bible study last night, and so
Hmm.
how does that even go? They're saying, "Oh, it's in the Bible, it's in the Bible," but is it? I mean, what do you
Well,
mean?
see, they take a word such as aliens, right? And they put what their definition and what they think that means. When alien is just pretty much saying someone who is not
Foreign,
from that
right,
area.
right. And it's that what you just said that yes, Jen, I know the government has come out and stated officially that UFOs are
Mhm.
real, but I think that they're
Yeah.
taking it to an extreme level of what to expect is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I think they glamorize it a little more than what it is actually. My
Mhm.
daughter is friends with a bot on Facebook. I don't get it.
What?
She might be lying to you, Mom. That might be a boyfriend. Oh, it's just a bot, Mom. He might be being lied to.
Mm,
He might be a bot named Kyle who sits behind her in English class.
right.
Right. So, yeah, so I do understand that there is some, life, I guess, and they're saying now. Yesterday, I saw on the news that they're saying that there's water on one of these planets. I don't know if anybody saw that, but something
Oh
is
no.
flying
I mean,
UFOs. Right,
I don't think that there isn't life on other planets, but
right,
I just don't see it being what they're portraying.
right, right. They call it an AI bot. Explain that to us, crazy chicken lady. Do you want to come up?
That's that's interesting. I mean, I know there's programs now that you can interact with AIs.
Hmm.
Is that what she's talking about?
What you talking about, crazy chicken lady?
What you talk about, Willis?
Right. I want to know more. There's an infinite amount of Earth like planets out there. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. they're saying what I was watching the other day that what will become of the human race will be a race that supersedes life as we know it. Like they were saying, these aliens will live like for way more longer than us, like hundreds of years as opposed to just 100 years. Now that's something I would, yeah, I want to live forever with my loved ones, don't y'all?
I don't know.
You said I don't know about that. I don't know.
I mean, of course, I want to live. How do I say this? I want to live forever in a sense.
Yeah.
But as far as being in the world living forever, I don't think that I would want to. I mean, if it's this bad now, could you
Yeah.
imagine in 100 years what it'd be like?
I just don't want to leave my children. You know, I just
I
don't want to
understand
leave my
that.
children. You know, nobody will love your children like you do. You know, nobody's going to look after them and worry about them, and just the whole that whole thing of leaving my children behind just freaks me out. You know, I see that,
Right.
Queen Ashley. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. That's very kind of her. It's weird. I seen it. I'm at the school. You saw what? The bot? You saw the bot? I'm asking her to show
Asking
me.
for sure.
Okay. As long as my loved ones live. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to be
Love
anywhere
you.
where they're not. You know what I mean? Some days I might want them to go on. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely want to. He said if we're living in Hawaii, the bot's picture. What's the picture of? I'm an outcast Sagittarian and did a lot of jail time on Pluto before I escaped to Earth. Well, welcome.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm getting a picture. I'm doxing the bot. You know that's Kyle from fourth period math class. She's lying here. Yeah, it's Queen Ashley. She's getting me some weight loss supplements from Gaspari Nutrition. Is it an AI photo, Crazy Chicken Lady? I want to see what this is. Is it going to be a picture of a robot? What does it look like? What was that little boy's name on the Jetsons? Elroy.
Elroy.
It is? It's a picture of a robot.
Oh my goodness.
The bots are. I think that might be Bobby. Oh man, that is, that is something we have to take into consideration when we are online though. No, beam me up, Jesus. There you go. Beam me up, Jesus. Is how we are going to be interacting with AIs, right?
Yeah, and we more than likely won't even know it.
I think that it'll be in the service industry. I shared a video about a month ago on it, and they were talking about how the service industry and trucking industry would be hit the hardest by AIs first.
Right.
And we've already seen it taking over jobs at like Walmart and McDonald's, right? the
Mm-hmm.
self-serve stuff. My husband
Right.
calls it the get it your damn self.
Pretty much.
They started with buffets, right? Ah, get it yourself.
Then before you know it, they'll just out all like customer service. It'd be like
Just sorry,
just
she can't.
walking up to.
Okay. I'm
Uh,
weirded out by it. I told her it has to be fake.
I'd be a little weirded out too, to be honest. I mean, unless it's just her way of covering up a boyfriend
The
or a
way
boy
we
she
handle
likes.
it, like my kid and the people he talks to online, which is only like two,
Mm-hmm.
we had to dox each other. You've got to let me see your kid, and I'll let you see my kid's real, and then we can be kids together. But if you ain't gonna cam up, he can't play with you. You know,
That's a
sorry,
good
but
idea.
yeah, I'll cam up if you cam
God
up.
only knows these days, as much
Right.
as there is trafficking and missing kids,
Fuck
God
if I
only
can
knows
dox
what's
him.
on the other end of that
Right.
line, you know?
I couldn't give a fuck about doxing. I got to see a real person and not someone
Heck,
over
I didn't even
15.
know about doxing until I got to
Right.
YouTube.
Well, Kim, I grew up from an era where we had phone books. You paid extra to have Mr. and Mrs. in there, and you paid
Yeah,
extra to have your whole address. And it was good for like when you went to go write Christmas cards. You just needed the phone book because there was the whole address with the zip code too. So,
yeah, and
hell, it's in my
now
intro where I live.
yeah, and nowadays, well, like in my area, we still get phone books, but they're about the thickness of a newspaper. They're real super thin because nobody has landlines anymore. You know,
I miss my landline. I do because I don't
I do
hear
too.
good. When I was, I think this is why. I really don't know why, but in one of my ears, my hearing's not so great. And it was
Uh
the
huh.
ear that I used my earbud when I was the secretary, and
Oh,
I ran a switchboard for several years, working my way up. And in that ear, I don't hear so well, so I've always got my volume turned all the way up. My husband's like, "Wow, why do you have it up so loud?" Because I can't hear. And so what did she say here? I can't get my insurance to pay for any form of what's a GLP? What's
yeah. What's
GLP?
that?
Now, phentermine, I thought they stopped writing that because it was so addictive. Uh, I
What
was
is?
on I was on phentermine with Prozac, and they called it Fen back then. Um, the phentermine is like pretty much um, an amphetamine, like a yellow jacket, like speed,
Oh,
and it
you could
curls your
get
appetite.
prescriptions for things like that.
Well, you used to could until they found out it like left your heart with a lot of problems. Like I had
Well, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
right, and then so I'm surprised they still write that. It's very
I
addictive.
didn't know they even
And then
wrote
you could
those.
get your kid a different number, and it would. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember when I don't. It didn't last very long, but it was like a call waiting where if you ran a business out of your home, you could just use your regular home phone, and it would have a different ring. That's what that reminds me of. Because my daughter's father and I, we had a couple of businesses we tried to do, carpet cleaning and roofing, and I remember it would ring like ring 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 for the business, and it would just ring normal for for the house. So yeah, I do remember that. I'm showing my age. I told him I was not gonna take it because of my heart. Well, oh yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot of people talking about the
I don't even know what all that
yeah,
is.
those. I would love to find out more about it, but like Ernie was saying today, I'm scared to take any more meds.
Nah.
I take a lot. I'm so tired of it. And then when like I tried to like um stopped taking some of them, I started having some of my old health problems come back. So it's like, dang. Dependent. My daughter had to dance. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Um,
I love this background.
oh, I do too. I found it
I
in
wish it was my bedroom.
my news feed on TikTok. It popped up, and I thought it was really pretty. It looked gypsy-ish.
It's definitely something I would have if I could have it.
Oh yeah. Michael Landon found his name through the phone book. Yeah, I when I named my daughter, I went through a baby book and chose Amanda and then Brooke. I'd had a doll when I was like 12 or 13. My stepmother gave me, and it came with its own like birth certificate and stuff, and it was a porcelain. And when I
Oh,
filled it
wow.
out, I named it Amanda Emily, but her dad didn't like the Emily part, so we went with Brooke after Brooke Shields.
I was thinking well, not Garbage Pail Kids, but the Cabbage Pail Kids.
I
Because
wanted
it came
one of
with the
those.
certificate
Yeah.
too.
I wanted one of those. I never got one. Never got one when I was a kid.
I
Everybody
got
else.
one from a rich relative. That was the only way I
Did ya?
got one.
Yeah, they were expensive back then. And then to get it like
They
to get
were.
it, did they get it to like match you with yellow hair and all that? The yellow yarn
Yeah,
and
it had the
stuff.
yellow hair, the blue eyes. Hmm.
Let's see. I was raised with Cabbage Patch Kids. I loved those things, and it felt like pantyhose material, like pantyhose. Their legs and arms felt like that pantyhose
Yeah, it
material.
did.
Yeah, I love that.
That and what was the Pound Puppies?
Oh yeah, and you didn't know how many it was gonna have until you got it home,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you open up its belly, and there's all the puppies. That was cool. Yeah, I love that. They had a lot of good. Did you have a Toys R Us where you were growing up, or when you bought toys? Did you go there?
We had one in the city I was born. I never really got to go there because I was too poor, but
Right.
I got to go there with my kids when they were little, before it shut down.
Yeah. When you go to look for toys anymore, there's not like a brick and mortar store where you can go to like KB Toys and CB
Yeah,
Toys, and
there's
the only one that I can
there's
even
not
think
much
of
out
now
there.
is freaking the one with all the nudie toys. What's it called? Spencer's.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
That's not even really a toy store.
No, not really. No, not really.
Mom, what's this do? Never mind.
I think my first memory about going into Spencer's, you remember those balls that you would touch with your fingers, and it would have the electricity in them, and you could get the electricity to move around with your fingers. It had one of those great big ones in the window, and that's I think the first time I remember going into one of those stores.
Well, my name was almost Ernestine. That's a true story. I've even told Ernie. My name was almost Ernestine. My dad's name is Thomas Ernest. And so I look exactly like my dad. So they were going to go with Ernestine Marie. And Marie is my grandmother's middle name. And my grandmother said, because they were separated at the time of my birth, my grandmother said, "Don't you name her after him. You will regret it." So she named me Cynthia, which she said was someone from a friend of hers from her school.
Do you have the Marie as your middle name?
Yeah, Marie's my middle name.
So do I. I'm a Marie too.
Yep, and when Marie Osmond was big, I was like, she's got my name. Yeah.
I don't like the story of my name. That's why I think one of the Besides, like, remembering my mom yelling at me when I was in trouble,
Oh
you know,
no.
Kimberly! And then when she threw in the Marie, you knew it was bad,
You're doomed.
you know.
Right.
But the story she gave me of why she called me Kimberly, it's just sad. And I wonder, like, did that have to play with what I went through in life? You know?
Right.
Did it, like, somehow follow me?
Now, is Marie a family name for you?
No. I don't know where my mom got it from.
Okay.
I have no clue. I
Ooh,
named my
that sounds good. I
daughter
almost
Marie,
made stew
middle
today.
name
I
Marie.
almost did that. I'll make it tomorrow. I was so lazy today. My husband got up and made breakfast, and I laid there listening to Ernie dozing off and on. I wanted to name my oldest daughter Marilyn. I tried, her father wasn't having it. That's pretty. After I named Amanda, I remember when she was like 5 years old, she came home and she goes, Mom, I want my name to be Rose. And then her son grew up, came home from kindergarten about 5 years old and said, I want my name to be Carlos. And I was like, why do you want your name to be Carlos? He's like, I don't know. Everybody in my class is named Carlos and they eat hot sauce. I was like,
My son has 4
what
names.
the hell? He has 4 names. Oh, wow.
He has 4 names because, like, when I was little and thinking about having a family, like, that's all I ever wanted in life. I didn't have these great big goals for myself until I got a little older. But when I was thinking of that family, I already knew what my daughter's name was. I was naming her after my grandma because
You
my
sound like
grandma
me.
passed away. But
Yep.
my son, I always knew what I wanted to call him. And at the time, my husband's like, well, I really like this name. I'm like, that is a good name. And we couldn't decide. So we gave him both names.
Hmm.
And then his middle name and then his last name.
Now, when I
So
was a little girl and I remember watching, she said I even tried Diana. Now, I'm assuming SDA that would
that's my
be
mom.
Princess Diana because I remember watching their wedding and it was a big deal when I was a little
It
girl.
was a big deal.
Yeah, and I remember them saying his name was how did it go? Arthur, Charles, Philip, George, the whatever. And I kept saying to myself in my head that I liked Charles and I liked Philip. And I named 2 of my children, Charles and one Philip. But and Faye. Now Faye, that reminds me of Dunaway. Did you name them? But yes, after Lady Diana. Was Faye after Faye Dunaway? Boy, she's a fantastic actress. She was always one of my favorites. She played a damn good Mommy Dearest. Was Faye after Faye Dunaway? My sister named her kids after people on another world. Rachel, Robert, and Ryan. They were all characters from another world. She says, no, my good friend in high school. That's right, you said that up there. Okay. My 2 girls have A names, then 1 S. My boys, 3 have J name. Wow, you have a lot of children. That's fantastic. That's
Wow.
awesome. Mm.
All I wanted was a girl and a boy, and I got that, and I stopped there.
Now, my husband's oldest daughter, with his first wife, they named her Rihanna after the song, and she was born on Thanksgiving, and they made the Today Show because our last name is Gobble. So her being born on Thanksgiving, being named Gobble, it was a big deal in 1986 for whatever reason, or 1984, right? 84. So he had 3, and then I had mine.
I just wanted a girl and boy. That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah. I know I always wanted to be a mommy. That's even in my
Me
yearbook.
too.
They came and asked me, "So what are you looking forward to when you graduate?" I said, "Getting married and having kids."
Yep, that's all I ever wanted to be.
Everybody
Like,
else had these big, wild plans, and I just wanted to get married and have kids.
yep.
Your oldest, are your kids old and moved out, or are they still at home?
They're still at home. I have a 23-year-old and a 17-year-old.
She says has 3 boys, 2 girls. Yeah, I remember Santa Barbara. I love that. You are very blessed, Kim, because
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to tell you why. I can't tell you how much I have cried over mine being grown and gone. I miss mine so damn bad. I would give anything if they would, come running up to me in a jump swing hug like they did when they were 5 years old, and if I could bend down and tie their shoes again. I mean, they're all moved out except for my teenager, and he's allergic to parents, so he doesn't like me to love and hug on him anymore.
Well, my son got his license this year, like the beginning of school year, and I hear, "Hi, Mom, bye, Mom, hi, Mom, bye, Mom."
I'll go in there bawling my eyes out. "Can I have a hug?" And he's like, "Why? Why do you want a hug?" I'm like, "Never mind." And they're like, "Oh, would you please stop, Mom?" It hurts though, man. This whole existential thing that I'm going through has been incredible. And they say that menopause anxiety is really bad when you're going through menopause. And I do.
That's what I hear.
I don't really sleep through the night since my daughter was killed. I nap. And I've gotten these gummies that I think might have melatonin in them, and they're helping me really sleep through the night. And I need it. I know that I need it. But my anxiety tells me, what if you're asleep and you're too groggy to come to and something bad happens? My anxiety thinks crazy shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's what anxiety does. I live with both depression and anxiety, so you're too tired to care, and you're caring about everything all at the same time.
Right.
It's like,
I
I get it.
I remember when my daughter, who's now gone, when there was a period in time when we lived apart and she was carrying my grandson, and she was living with his family, and it wasn't unnatural then because she lived very close to me, and she would bring her laundry, and it was still like she was around. You know what I'm saying? And so when the time came when she came back home, and we merged households, and we were trying to manage 2 households under one roof. There were times when I wish she would just move out on her own and be done with it. And I would take that back in a heartbeat. I would love to
Yeah.
have her here with her laundry now.
I think about that quite often too, because fortunately, me and my daughter are like we're one of the same but different, and we're best friends. And I don't think she's ever gonna be without me. Like, either she's gonna live with me until she finds a husband, and even when she does find a husband, she's gonna have a way for me to be there.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Because we're just that close.
Right.
Now, my son, I think as soon as he can, he's out. He's gone. But I truly think that about my daughter,
Yeah.
because she's not like these normal kids her age. And I still consider her a kid, even though she can drink if she wanted to. She don't, but she could. I still think of her as a kid.
You know, where I
'Cause she
had,
is.
yeah, where I had Amanda Young, I feel like we kind of grew up together. And
Mhm.
it's so weird. I mean, she's been gone since 2011, and it's still like it feels so unnatural for her not to
Yeah.
be here. It is so weird.
I
At
was a really
Christmas,
young
and
mom too.
she always made sure I had a good Mother's Day. She always made sure I had a good because I was single for the most part of her, growing up with me. Um,
Mhm.
when I met my husband, she was already an adult, and we fixed his son up with her. And so for several years, they were together, which worked out perfect because they were kind of a mini me and a mini him. And they
Mhm.
had my grandson. And so us all getting together as a family was perfect. And they would come hang out with us at the car lot and then hang out for dinner. And then when it was time to do the dishes, they'd take off to Walmart. And we didn't care. We really didn't.
Right?
We were just so glad that they enjoyed our company as much as we enjoyed their company. And since
Mhm.
she's passed, he doesn't come around at all. And I've
Yeah.
even said, is it because of me? Is it because I remind him of her? I sound like her? I can take off and let y'all have a relationship and we don't get an answer. So we don't know why they don't come
Yeah.
around since she passed. But when we lost her, we lost all of them, it seemed like. It's just so
Yeah.
triggering when we're all together because it is like we're down one on our team. It's awkward.
Mhm.
It's
I can
awkward. So
understand that.
so just
I
revel
don't
in every
I
moment that
honestly
they're stuck
don't
up
know
your
how
butt.
you do it. I don't know how you do it, Gypsy, and that right there tells me how strong you are because if I were to lose any of my kids, I don't think I could go on. I think I would be like I would just lay down one day and not get back up,
I did do
you
that a
know?
couple of times, and my husband got me help. He loved me enough to not leave me. He got me help, and sometimes I had to be hospitalized because it was just like, this is too much. And raising her son, I felt like, okay, I've got a second chance. Don't fuck this one up. Don't screw this one up. And I don't feel
Mhm.
like I did. I feel like I was there for him. I gave him an incredible childhood. We taught him to fish, taught him to, he was a Boy Scouts. He was in basketball. He was in football. He did it all. And we were right there beside him when he did it. But I feel like maybe I smothered him, because of what happened. I was like scared to let him out of my sight, and I feel
Right.
like he's finally like, where he just had his 19th birthday in October. He's like, he's ready and all that, but I just like, I don't know. I don't feel like you're ever ready to let your children leave home because there's always one more thing you didn't go over. There's always one more thing you wished you'd shown them. And with Ernie talking about, oh, you better know how to shoot a gun. It's like, did we teach him that? We didn't teach him how to shoot a gun, things like that. I was, it's like,
Yeah.
and then I start, obsessing over that, Well, he would be able to live on his own because he was a Boy Scout and quit worrying, just little shit like that. I don't
Right.
know. Of all of them, he would definitely be the one I think that would make it pretty good because he was a Boy Scout and he was the kind that climbed trees and he would go hunt and fish and
Yeah.
he's rugged like that.
Well, I mean, all you could do is your very best. We're all flawed in some ways, and so we're not perfect. But knowing that you taught your kids the core things of life, it's you did your
Yeah.
best. It's time for them to learn on their own
Right.
and take what you gave them with them.
Right. Right.
I mean, my kids were both in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We lived in the
That's great.
country,
Yeah.
and they know how to fish, they know how to swim, they know how to hunt. My daughter should be in some type of like forestry type work because
Wow.
she had academics in science,
Mhm.
and so she knows how to survive and what to eat, what not to eat.
Mhm.
She's very smart that way, and I'm trying to like nudge her in that direction, but she really likes her job. And
Yeah. Now his first job was he was a lifeguard at the YMCA, and he did that for almost a year.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So he knows all about like CPR and Narcan and that kind of thing. He's pretty smart about that. And another thing about him, it was so interesting to me how he was a leader, and I would observe him and think he's so good under pressure, yet both his parents were murdered at two different times. You would think he would be the one with the worst PTSD. He does have
Yeah.
PTSD, but when he was under pressure, everybody looked to him for the answer. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And he, I don't know, maybe that was like the football. Uh I don't know, but he was always a great problem solver under pressure. And I
Some
thought,
people
wow,
work
he's going to
better
be
that way.
okay. Yeah, isn't that
Mhm.
incredible like that? I even told him, I was like, you should really consider taking your lifeguard one step further and maybe, doing paramedic. But he didn't seem to
Yeah.
want to do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but those are usually the ones that do handle those types jobs good, or those that have been put under the brink like that, and they can handle it. Mm.
My son is in a volunteer fireman, and he
I think
loves
that's
it.
fantastic. A
He
first
loves it.
responder, right?
Mhm.
Yes. That's what I like about the country. They will like train you to do that stuff. I want to say like 12, they started coming and recruiting. Hey, would you like to sign up for this fireman club where they can come and come to actual meetings and stuff? And I was like, why don't you do that? I would love to be a fireman. Trying to live vicariously through him. But he was like, no,
Yeah, I mean,
success.
he's done because we live by a couple lakes, so he's also been trained to do the diving part.
Yeah,
If somebody is in a vehicle or something, he's been
yeah.
trained to do that to help them. And
That's awesome.
yeah, he's been trained with the jaws of life and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And he
That
he
is
didn't take
impressive.
after me and his sister. He's about almost 6 foot, so he's a big guy.
Wow. Is he thinking about the military, or is this whole thing with what's going on overseas scared him away from the military?
He thought about the military for a good while, um, but I think once that started, it was like maybe law
Right.
enforcement, maybe in some kind of first responding type work.
Mhm.
He does want to take classes in business so that
Mhm.
maybe one day he could have his own business and then do firefighting on the side or something.
Mhm.
Because down where we live, that's not like a profession.
Oh, okay.
It's just voluntary.
Okay.
Unless you are on, like, say, the board, like the commissioners, or you know what I mean, like up there
Mhm.
with the, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like one time when we had to call them out to our house, one of our boys was gulped a bunch of water down at the river, and we were worried he'd taken in too much. And it was their bus driver. And it was like, what do you
Mhm.
mean the paramedic is your bus driver? And the boys were like, that's our bus driver. He's also a paramedic. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
They've got a moonlight. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the bus drivers out there were making damn good money when we moved
They
back to the
do make
city. You know,
really
like
good money.
$15 an
And think
hour.
about it. Think about it. You get the whole summer off.
Yeah, I know,
Unless
right?
you're doing sports or, whatever.
Right. Right. Those buses are huge now, though, compared to what they were when I was 16. Because back when I
Oh,
was
they are.
16, they let students drive them, but now they're
Really?
huge. Yeah, my sister was my bus driver, and my brother was my bus driver. Yeah, yeah.
Well, the job that my son has, he does know how to drive semi, any type of heavy equipment. Um, he does know how to drive the fire trucks and all that.
Wow, that's
So he's
awesome.
he's one of those guys that can drive anything.
Cool.
You know, he amazed me at 3 years old. He was riding a bike without training wheels. I was like, what? I'm sitting here biting my nails like it's gonna fall. He's gonna fall.
Now, when you say is healthcare in a bigger city near you? Like for me, we just moved from Yadkin County, which is where the country was. We raised them, and we've moved back to the city. It's like about a 30-minute commute if he were to like get on at the nearest hospital or whatever. Could he do that?
Yeah, 30. It's about 30 minutes for us because we live near Canton, Ohio, which
Okay.
is what they are known for is the Hall of Fame, Football Hall of Fame,
Mhm.
which is, I mean, a big city, so, and it's got 2 hospitals, so that would be the commute for here to there, with the ambulance and whatnot.
Have you been to Cleveland?
Yes,
You have.
that's
Have
about
you
an
ever
hour away.
have you ever watched a game there?
I have not. I've been to concerts there, but I've never watched the game.
Who'd you see?
21 Pilots.
Oh, cool.
I've seen them in Columbus, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh.
Cool.
Those are the closest places to me.
So you know where Youngstown is?
Yeah, that's a good drive. That's on the other side of Ohio towards Michigan and Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah, it's on the other side.
For business. I broke my foot in the Cleveland airport trying to catch my flight. I had broken it at a
Oh, yeah, I
sale.
remember you saying that.
So every time you mention Ohio, that's where my mind goes, is trying to catch that damn flight to get home to my kids. I mean, when I was in sales, everybody was like, "Oh, that's so glamorous. You getting to go everywhere." And it was like, "No, it sucks because I've got to leave my kids."
Right?
But
No, where I live
that
is like
trip in
closer.
particular, that trip in
Yeah.
particular, I remember bawling myself to sleep, not just because I was in
Aw.
pain, but I wanted to be home with my kids, popping popcorn, watching some
Yeah.
cheesy Dexter's Laboratory cartoon.
Oh, I love
That's what I
Dexter's
wanted to be doing
Laboratory.
with it too.
See, I love those cartoons. Like when my daughter grew up. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm near Pittsburgh and like an hour away from Wheeling, West Virginia. I'm like in
okay.
that area of
Nice.
Ohio.
So you get snow. You get a lot of snow where you're at,
We get
huh?
a lot of snow.
Yeah, that's
They're
beautiful
talking
up there.
about Valentine's snow here. I'm like, no.
Oh, nice. Do you have Valentine's Day plans?
No, I don't have no Valentine's.
I'm probably gonna do something cheesy, so we'll do something here.
I don't have no significant other.
Well,
Although my daughter bought me roses today.
yeah, that's what my daughter would do. She would always get me something for those holidays when I didn't have a significant other. And my girlfriend, when I was single, she and I would get together and buy the newest what is it called? Those magazines where you pick out wedding dresses, bridal magazine. and
Oh, okay.
a bottle of wine, and we would either go over to her place or we would go to my place, and we would get drunk looking out those wedding photos. Like, when we do meet the right one, what do you want to wear? What's your wedding dress gonna look like?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what we would do.
Yeah.
We would go out, go out. I miss going to the club and things like that. Now it's like they don't really have things like that anymore since COVID.
They don't.
Going to
I
a
mean,
club
I
and
kind of miss it. I miss that kind of like stuff, but my body says no. No.
I miss it. I would sit there and watch people dance though. I would definitely go people watch, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I love people watching.
Yeah, I do too. I would rather do that than up dance most of the time. Now, when I was in good shape, I like to get up there and dance, but I definitely like to see what they got on, see why they wore their shoes with that outfit,
Oh, she's about to get in trouble and
Yeah.
she's too drunk. They're gonna have to take her home.
Yeah, which one do you think is gonna go home with her? Oh, those were the good old days, right?
Yeah. Although I don't. Well, I did good until I got into my 30s, and that's when the hangovers started.
Yeah, same here. Same. That's when I started smoking weed and I gave up drinking.
Oh, I started that when I was young.
Well, I started when I was 15, but I gave it up when, let me see, I quit smoking weed when I was probably about 20, and I started drinking at 21, and then I quit drinking about 31 is when I gave up drinking. Yeah. It just started to
Yeah.
make me feel bad. I don't know. It was like I gotta drink this
Yeah, it's
cold
like not
beer.
even worth it
Yeah,
anymore.
it was. Yeah, I was like,
It's
dang.
not.
Yeah, so that's when I just was
And I
like,
was always one of those type of people. Once I started getting a buzz, like having a drink or whatever, I'd be like, okay, just one more. And before I knew it, you know,
what was your favorite go-to shot?
my favorite go-to shot.
Like buttery nipples.
See, I was a double shot of buttery nipples, like
Love
all
those.
through my 20s.
Love
And
those.
then it went from that to Patron
And my best friend
Silver.
went Goldschlager
Hmm.
with the gold flakes in it. Oh,
I've never
God.
had that stuff.
Oh, I would get so sick when she'd have me drink that stuff. Oh my God.
I can't drink anything gold, like anything
I
like that. It's always got to be silver.
I knew she was lit when we would hear her karaoke and We'll Survive. We were like, get the car. It's time to go. She's up there singing. Go ahead and get your coat. We're about to go. Did you ever like go and a particular couple that you would go with always got in a fight?
I think that was me and my husband.
Oh no. What would
Yeah.
y'all fight about? What would y'all fight about?
Me want one more. And he'd be like, no, you've had enough. Oh, just one more.
Oh,
Time to
man.
go.
Now we had in Charlotte, we had it was kind of like a bar crawl where it was bar after bar after bar and then club after club after club on the backside. So it was like in front you could get a bite to eat and then, a beer or whatever, but on the backside they were dance clubs and they were right beside each other. And it was like Have a Nice Day Cafe and then Bar Charlotte. Now, Have a Nice Day Cafe played like disco one night, or they would do an 80s theme another night. And then Bar Charlotte was just this huge fucking elbow to elbow bar, and girls could get up on the bar and dance. And so that was pretty cool. And then there was another one, I want to say it was called the Pterodactyl Club, And it was where it was douche, 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 the rave. You know, they
Yeah.
were all got their ride, douche, douche, you know. And
They
that was
have a
pretty cool. I
place
don't
like
know
that
what
in
they were
Cleveland.
pumping out those damn vents, but it was like, I suddenly feel gay, right? You know, and me and my girlfriend are like, I think I'm gonna kiss, you know. It was so weird. No, but seriously though,
Yeah,
it
they
was
had places like
good
that in
time.
Cleveland.
You do? Tell me about
hmm
those.
It's called the Cleveland Flats, and it's just you can go from bar to bar to bar. You know, they have places like they would have street vendors. They would have little
Oh yeah.
restaurants to get something to eat. And then in Canton, they have what's called the First Friday, and it's the same thing. In downtown Canton, they have bars, the bar to bar, and then they would have street vendors, and then they would have live bands, and then some would have DJs,
We've got to
and it'd
get
be the
back to
first Friday
that.
every month.
We've got
It
to
was
get
kind of
back to
neat.
socializing. I miss that shit, you know?
I do too,
Yeah.
but like I don't know, people are so weird these days.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's just I don't know. The younger people are weird these days.
It's because they're antisocial, Kim. They don't know how to socialize. They don't know what
Yeah,
it's like to go in a club. They really don't. They've turned into androids.
bots.
But you know what, crazy chicken lady? There was this guy. He was from the mailroom. Cameron, if you're out there, I know you put something in our drink. But he is who took us. He got us one of those taxis that's got, you know, all the seats in it, a bus or whatever. Loaded it
hmm
down and took us to this. I want to say it was a pterodactyl. It may not have been. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it was the rave bar, and I could swear he had slipped something in her drink because it was just like the weirdest night at a club I'd ever been to. And it was in public. I was like, how can this be in public? Like, we go back into this back room and it's real foggy. They're pumping out this fog and it's purple and pink and the douche, douche, douche is all in your ears. And the people doing the rave dances and stuff and those jelly bracelets that lit up. What are they called? The glow stick rings and the
Glow
glue
stick.
sticks.
Yeah.
And there's this huge ass what do you call it? A sectional couch, and there's just bodies everywhere, and it's like. How is this like in public? Like, is this like legal that everybody's just like laying everywhere? It was just the weirdest freaking night. It was very weird. But I do. I
It was
miss it
probably a
too.
good thing they didn't have cameras back then.
Right. I just remember the music was incredible, and after you worked a whole week, you had to like go blow off some steam and you know dance, right?
Yeah, I loved
So
dancing when I was younger. I loved it.
me too. It was my form of exercise. That and swimming. Yeah.
hmm
If I can't flail my body, then hey, Selena, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Talking about the good old days. Those were the days. It really
Isn't that
was.
special?
I know. We need to like bring that back, man. And in my opinion, the reason that they want us segregated into our houses is so we won't rise up and say we don't want this like this no more, right? I've got your isn't that special here? Where's it at? It's the one that's not labeled. Well, I've got too much on my thing. Here it is.
Well, isn't that special?
Oh man. In my
Does
opinion, it's because we'll start to talk and say, I don't like things the way they are. Let's change it. That's what I
yeah.
think.
they can somewhat control media and social media and everything that our devices are hooked up to.
Mhm. Yep. It's so funny how we used to talk about when this was going to happen, and now it's actually coming to pass. It's weird. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be like.
No.
Like,
I
I
remember as a
remember.
kid thinking 2000, by the year 2000, we would have flying cars.
Oh yeah, me
That
too.
never
Yeah, me
happened.
too.
Not until now, I think.
Yeah, and when they talked about, oh, we'll have, where you can go to the refrigerator and you just say I want this. I didn't know it was going to come in a pill. I want a steak and they give you a pill. There you go. Thanks. They're going to take all the joy out of eating food. But
Mm-hmm.
where you live, what is the night scene like if you were to go out? What options are there?
Well, if you wanted a night like that, you would have to go to Canton or Cleveland or something like that. It's a bigger city. Where where I live, it's mainly farmland and just small town after small town, you know. So like we have our taverns and we have our bars and things of that sort. But there's no nightclubs, no movie theaters, no malls, so
Wow.
you gotta travel that half hour to get to that.
Right.
Mm.
That's
So
how it
like
is.
people around here on the weekends, they'll buy their beer, they'll buy their alcohol, they'll have bonfires in the summer,
Yes.
or somebody will have a party that has a pool and a patio, that sort of thing. Just things of that sort. Unless you
Now
want to
these
go sit in a bar.
now these bars y'all talk about, do they have like a pool table and darts?
Oh yeah, yeah. We have that, and we do have like the one bar I like going to. It's not. I don't go for the alcohol, but it does have an upstairs patio, and you can play that big giant Jenga. You can play the cornhole thing,
Yeah.
and they'll have live bands on the weekend. And they have really great food. That's why I like going there is for their food. Their food is amazing.
So what do you like to get? Wings?
I like going for the steak salad.
Nice.
Is really good. They have the best burgers though. Like my favorite burger is the breakfast burger,
Mhm.
which you have your egg and bacon, and then you have your like hash brown on it, and you have to cut it in half because it's so big.
Yeah.
But it's really good. My daughter, she likes the peanut butter burger that has jalapeno peppers on it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Hmm.
Right. I like those
So,
jalapeno bites. Yeah, I love jalapenos.
oh
My
yeah,
buddy
they have the best fried pickles too.
Crazy Chicken Lady says I used to go to a bar called Elbow Room, and it was elbow room only. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. There was one place here called, or is that in Charlotte, Dixie's Tavern, and they would have later in the night a band would come and play, but earlier in the night we would go early and get food, so we wouldn't get sick, And they had
Hmm.
gator bites, and they were so good. And they made the gator bite sauce that was kind of like a honey mustard. And
Hmm.
I remember getting that, and Coronas was really good. That was sort of my go-to bar food, or wings and beer. Yeah, but those gator bites
I
were
never
good.
could eat and drink at the same time.
No,
No.
You hooked up with the weatherman. That's awesome. Oh man. I've had a couple of criminal lawyers. Oh man. I remember my mom dated a mortician one time.
Oh, really?
He took us to the movies to see The Sting with Robert Redford. Yeah, he was a
Oh, okay.
mortician. I was like, "What's that mean, Mama?" She's like, "Never mind." What's he do, Mama? You just never mind. Cadillac, shut up. No, did you grow up with your parents married or were they divorced? Did you watch one of your parents date?
I didn't know the person who made me,
Oh, okay.
and then my mom got married when I was, I want to say around 4.
Okay.
Made me believe that that was my dad, and then
Okay.
they got divorced when I was 6,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
then my mom met the person who I do call dad, and they never got married, but they always said they were married by law. They were
Right.
together for 36 years,
Wow.
and before she
Wow.
passed.
And how did they meet?
Through friends.
Okay. Hmm. I've met some interesting types out clubbing like that crazy chicken lady. So did tell us more about dating the weatherman.
Yeah.
That just that just sounds like that would be a lot of fun. Paul Delegata, remember Paul Delegata? Florida's Paul Delegata was our weatherman when I was a dating age. He was a hooker. What you talking crazy chicken lady?
What?
I hooked up with the weatherman. He was a hooker. You loved
Is
him.
that like,
Oh,
is
did
that
you marry him?
another like word for
Yeah.
player? I don't know.
Did you marry him? He slept with
Oh yeah,
everyone.
he
He
slept
was
with
a
every.
whore. Oh, you loved him, but he was checking the weather everywhere, huh?
That stinks.
Sorry, player. Gotcha. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's what I was thinking, player.
On Valentine's Day, I'm going to read thank you notes to past loves for thank you for it not working out. We'll have to talk about that crazy chicken lady. We were friends. So remember this on Valentine's Day, crazy chicken lady. We're going to write a thank you note to past loves. Thanks for it not working out.
That's a good idea.
Sorry, I get nervous when I go live. No, you're fine.
Oh,
I
you were
thought you did
fine.
great. I think
I still
everybody
get
was seeing
nervous.
what you were pointing out, SDA, definitely. We were all agreeing with you that he was definitely doing the same thing that everybody else was doing. I even have a live about it. I can't remember the name of it. What's for me but not for thee, I think, or something like that. That's who I meant. Double standard,
Oh,
hypocrite.
did you get to watch that yesterday?
What?
That call to the
What call?
cops?
Oh
Remember?
yeah, I did see that. Yes, I did see that.
Was that not
Wasn't
funny?
that crazy? Crazy. Things change so fast here, don't they?
I know, you could go like a day or two and nothing. Nothing's happening. It's boring. And then if you go and do something for the day and come back, it's like all hell broke loose.
Right. truth. My first hubby cheated with the gal with my name. I just met her on
Oh, wow.
Facebook. You know my name. It's rare. Back when we were Tammy. Oh, wow. He doesn't see the wrong. He's still making money off her sick. Yeah.
He's not going
Egomaniac.
to.
No. I do think, though, that the Wells case is a troll. That's just my opinion. I think it was.
Well, it certainly brought him out. That's for sure.
Yeah. Like Ernie said, the trolls have it so screwed up they'll never, be able to prosecute anybody, but we all kind of know what happened.
Yeah. I mean, the truth will eventually come out. It always does. It might not be as soon as we want it to, but it'll come out one day.
This is all I have to say because I know not everybody agrees with me, and I'll throw popcorn. I know not everybody agrees with me. But I'm going to say this. It's like I said to my husband the other night. Where's my popcorn? Hold on. Here we go. He admitted to showering with Summer, and his ball sack is at eye level. He admitted to sleeping with Summer nude.
Yep.
And that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And when he said that Hunter's sister, when she was 11, had a body that wouldn't stop, she's 11. What the hell are you talking about? That tells me right there where his mentality was. And when Summer walked in public, she was proud to have him on her arm. He romanticized his relationship with that child.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Was it his dad doing the same thing when he was growing up, or it was as much as I've seen, I thought it was like self-taught thing, or it was passed down because he did it as a child
generational
to his sisters.
curse. I think they call it a generational curse. Thank you. For
And the same with Candace.
Yeah, I'm talking about Don Wells. I was saying I think that the case is a troll. Like he said, it was a controlled trafficking. If it was a controlled trafficking, we won't find out because it was controlled. And I'm saying the reason I believe that is because it came out of the man's mouth. Everything that I based that on came out of his own mouth. And when he said that,
the thing that caught me off guard right away was the one interview where he's standing with the oldest son, and he's got his arm around him.
Oh, yeah.
And he said something like, "I'll see her in the resurrection." And it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's only been a few days, and this is what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then the interview with Candace and him being interviewed, and he said something of that along the lines of that, and Candace gave him that glare like, would you be quiet? What are you saying?
Yes, I agree with all of that. And I think it was something that they were doing a lot with her, and that when they said we just got her back, it reminds me of a case out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, where the mother was renting her child out to support her habit, and it went wrong. He suffocated her during the act by accident, so he couldn't bring her back. So she's there waiting for him to bring her back. She doesn't come back. It just sounds exactly like what happened in that situation. Something went
Right.
wrong during the act. And
That's what I think. I think some accidentally went wrong, and it wasn't that day that they called 911.
no.
And they had to come up with something, like, okay, she's missing.
Yeah.
This is our story, and we're sticking to it.
It's sad, but I don't think that we're ever going to get a finite answer, not for 10 years from now, probably.
Yeah, it's possible.
I was watching, there's a case out of, another case out of North Carolina, Mariah Woods, and it happened in a little 2-bedroom trailer, and the mother had gone on to bed, and he was up watching the little girl, watching TV, and he was doing meth. And she was hyper and wouldn't go to sleep, so he chloroformed her, and too much. And
Oh.
that sort of scenario. And went on to say that he had used the chloroform to assault her. And that made me think of Kaylee Anthony, because chloroform was found in the car on Kaylee Anthony, and wondered if at that time was that a common occurrence for that generation to use chloroform to knock the kid out like they used to Benadryl in the 70s.
Yeah. I don't know, but I like watching true crime. I get like sucked down the rabbit holes of interrogations and stuff like that. And what I am seeing more and more of is these poor ass parents accidentally killing their kids or killing their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what is going on?
This Montgomery guy just pled, or is
Yeah.
saying, yeah, I did it, and was his chloroform too. But they're saying that was one way for that to get them to go to sleep so they could do their meth. And chloroform, when they were going through all this with Kaylee Anthony, was saying that chloroform is a substance used in making meth. And they're trying to cook up their meth, and she's acting up, so they just put her down, which is the Mariah Woods case, his words, and didn't mean to, and gave her too much, and then they don't come to. And it made me wonder if that could have been a scenario, like they're assaulted while they're knocked out,
Oh. Yeah.
It was an easy way for them to traffic a child and the child not remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes you think, well, okay, well, if that's what this person is doing in this case with chloroform, could that have been what happened to Kaylee Anthony, because chloroform was found in the trunk? Was she trafficking Kaylee Anthony?
Very well possible.
Yeah, makes you wonder. Now that all the trafficking is coming out now, it definitely makes you wonder,
I watch this one channel every now and then. It's PP Texas Southern, no, PP Southern Texas. And what they do is they kind of catfish these online predators.
Yeah.
Or, when they get ready to act upon it in real life.
Yeah.
And some of the things that they talk about is just horrifying. It's I can't understand it.
I remember when I was learning about rapture and all that, and in my early 20s, and I remember my Sunday school teacher telling us, you'll know when Armageddon is coming when they prey on the weakest of weak, which is our children and our elderly.
Oh, yeah. Well, I truly believe that we are towards that time.
Yeah.
no one can say, "Oh, these are the last days."
Right,
You know,
right.
but with the prophecies being fulfilled, and the way they talk about it in the Bible, nations against nations, to where bad is good and good is bad, and
Right.
people will be persecuted for believing in God,
Mhm.
and that's already starting to happen.
Right. And
And then
trying to
you have
stop.
these church. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was
I
just
could
gonna
talk about
say
this
when
now.
they're like trying to bomb us while we're trying to worship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are trying so hard to put a bad name to the Christian faith.
Mhm.
Really, really more than you actually realize, more than I actually realize. I watch a few people, and I'm just now realizing it. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know this was going on.
Yeah.
Holy crap,
Yeah, a lot of people are
it's
saying how we're fighting Iran now. Iranians are coming across the border.
mm-hmm.
They're entering the US that way.
Well, I don't put it past them. I mean, we got, what is it, 28 million immigrants now
Can you believe that?
since Biden has been in office.
What are we gonna
And we
do?
don't
Where's
know what
everybody
kind
gonna
of people
sleep?
they are.
Exactly. And where's everybody gonna
We don't
sleep,
know
right?
what their agenda is.
That's right.
You know?
They don't all like us.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, they think Americans are selfish,
Right.
spoiled,
Yeah.
and we're following the wrong Jesus. That's what they think. A lot of them.
Oh, yeah. I'm not scared. It's going to play out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Absolutely. God knew this was all going to happen, right?
Yes, he did.
Well, on that
That's
note,
why
I'm going
we
to get
not
off here and
need
go
not
eat
to be
some dinner.
scared. I mean, of course, our human self is going to be like, "Oh man, I don't like this. This is kind of got me a little scared."
Right.
Of course we're going to feel that way, but you know, as long as we trust and believe in Jesus and put our faith there, then it's going to be okay. Jesus wins in the end. If we die, we go to heaven. I mean, it's a win-win.
I feel like if we don't like it, we should stop just talking about it and stop it. That's what I think.
Stop talking about Jesus.
No, stop
Is that
talking
what you're
about like
saying?
the border.
Oh, yeah.
We should do
I don't
something
know.
about it. If we think
Yeah,
that
we should
like
definitely do something about it.
um they're here to work cheap for billionaires to get rich, working for $2 an hour. Right. Well, we have to do something about it though. I mean, and like what I was talking to Kim about, stopping us from forming an assembly, because if we form an assembly, then we uprise.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to congregate as much as I can, and voice our opinions about it.
I wish I could like win the lottery and just like buy 500 acres of land, and
Yeah,
then
we
I
were
would
talking
build
about that
houses for
today.
all the people I love. Give them
Right.
a house, and
I
then
would
we
live
could
off
just
my land.
Yeah. And just
Grow
put
my
these
own
high
vegetables.
fence and have our own border.
Get my own cow.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't trust what they process for us to eat because it makes me sick. And when my
Yeah.
friends come here from overseas and they're like, this doesn't, it's like, I know, your food don't do it to it. It does it. No, what's in your
Hmm.
food? I don't know.
We don't know.
I would love to have land where I could live on. I would get my own chickens. I would,
Hmm.
I would just self-contain like they did in the old days and can
Yeah.
have a whole,
Hmm.
pantry full of canned foods, right?
Yeah, but then, like I they spread those chemicals too, for like pesticides and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you got to think of how much of that has soaked into our soil.
God, I know it.
So then I think about, well, what if you do have your own garden? Like, is the chemicals gonna, you know, make your food into something? It's gonna grow like it should, but is there gonna be chemicals in it?
Well, you could always grow them out of a pot. But
Yeah, you could do
where are you
that.
buying your soil? You'd have to make sure that what you use for your soil um doesn't have Monsanto in it.
Mhm.
It's something, isn't it? They've really gone and screwed us up.
Yeah. And it's so sad that farms are just starting to go away. I
Yep.
mean, farms are what made the United States it's
They're
and now
turning
they're
them into
taking it
solar farms
away.
here.
Yeah. There definitely was a lot more farms when I was growing up here
I
than
agree.
there
I
is
definitely
now.
agree. Yes. Yeah, especially like Texas, um, where all of our steer meat used to come from.
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna have to get off here and go start dinner. I hope that you enjoyed your time here,
Oh yeah, I
everybody.
had fun talking with you.
Y'all, hope y'all have a good afternoon. And tomorrow, I can't remember what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. I think it's Bad Valentine's Date's going wrong. That's Friday, right? Tomorrow Friday? Yeah,
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
tomorrow is Bad Valentine's Day dates gone wrong. So if you know of any, bring them with you to tell me.
Okay. I have to think about that.
Okay. It can be one of your friends. Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good one. I love you, Kim.
You too. I love you too, Gypsy. I hope you have a good afternoon.
You too. Bye, Crazy Chicken Lady and SDA, who
Bye,
all is
crazy
still
chicken
here.
wing.
Y'all have a good afternoon.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't think we have anything for you. You're obviously in the wrong place. Please leave.
Bada bing, bada boom. Get over here. Get out of here.
Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't be a bozo. 2020.
I don't give a fuck.
harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our life tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a movie, my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you.